Today I bring you the recipe for Jammy Dodger Blondies. First of all, into a bowl I tipped 340 grams of sugar and then added to this 225 grams of melted butter. Give it a good stir and then go in there with 2 eggs and then just mix it until it's nice and combined, and then add into there a good teaspoon of salt, and I use good quality salt, so Maldon salt. If you're using shaky salt, as I'd call it, just use a little bit less. And then add in 285 grams of plain flour, and again, give it all a good mix. You can always switch the whisk for a spoon at this stage. And then add in a tablespoon of vanilla extract. And I always buy fairly decent quality vanilla extract because I think if you buy the cheaper version, you actually just end up needing to use more. Give it one last stir together until everything's combined. And that's it. That's your basic Blondie mix. So to that, you could now add pecans, chocolate chips, chunks of fudge, whatever you fancy. But I'm going to add Jammy Dodgers. So I'm going to just pop some baking parchment into the bottom of my tin. My tin's about 22 centimetres by 28 centimetres. And then just dollop it in. It will set fairly quickly, or it'll go stiff fairly quickly. So it's a bit of a pain to spread into your tin. So just stick with it. And then we are going to go in there with some raspberry jam. You don't have to use jam, but I think it's quite nice and works well with the Jammy Dodgers in this instance. So you could use Nutella if you're doing something chocolatey, or if you're doing just chocolate chips, then don't worry about the jam. And then use the end of your spoon just to create little holes down to the bottom of the tin, to the paper, and kind of allow your jam to flood through down to the bottom. So then later, once it's baked and you cut through it, the jam has kind of reached the bottom of the bake. And then add in your biscuits. Again, things like custard creams, you could do Jaffa cakes, bourbon biscuits, Oreos, of course. They would all work well. And then give them all a press down so they kind of nestle in there, in amongst your Blondie mix. And then you want to pop everything in the oven at 180 degrees for about 25 minutes until there's still a bit of wobble left. And then chill the cake and then cut it using a sharp, ever so slightly damp knife to give yourself neat squares. And that is it. Enjoy. Please do follow us for more recipes and inspiration.